The Detroit Lions travel to Philadelphia on Sunday to face the Eagles. Philadelphia is installed as a 2.5-point favorite on BETDAQ. 53.5 is the total in this game. Both these teams are very similar. Both 7-5, both 6-6 against the spread. Detroit has a one-game lead over Chicago in the NFC North. Philadelphia tied for the lead with Dallas in the NFC East. They both have really good offenses. Detroit second in the league in total offense. Philly third in total offense. And they're both known as a little bit inconsistent. Detroit blew out the Green Bay Packers 40-10 on Thanksgiving Day, but they were struggling heading into that game. They had lost 2 straight. And Philadelphia's won 4 straight, but no one quite knows what to make of the Eagles ever since their back-to-back games in weeks 7 and 8 when they failed to produce an offensive touchdown against division rivals Dallas and the New York Giants. Really, if you remove those 2 games from the Eagles' schedule, they've been very consistent. They've been very good on offense and steadily improving on defense. But we know you can't remove those 2 games. That's not the way it works. And those 2 games weren't all that long ago. Again, that was back in weeks 7 and 8. And ever since then, people haven't known what to make of this Philadelphia team. But I'm now back to thinking that those 2 games were an aberration. Like many other people in week 9 and week 10, I was saying, well, maybe defensive coordinators have figured out this Chip Kelly offense. But you look at what they've done over the last month, it's clear that defensive coordinators have not figured out this Chip Kelly offense. Again, third in the NFL in total yards per game. And since Nick Foles has been inserted at the quarterback position, that offense really had another dimension. You've seen more pocket passing, more downfield passing out of the Eagles over the last few weeks. That's going to serve them well in this matchup because the Detroit Lions, 26 in the NFL against the pass. They are not very good in the secondary, and I expect Philadelphia to go up and down the field in this game. Now, a lot of people might expect the Lions to go up and down the field here as well. After all, Detroit second in the NFL in total offense, 4th in points scored. But the Philly defense has been playing much better than people realize over the last couple of months. You look at them, and statistically, they're still near the bottom of the league, 31st to be exact in total defense. But 8 straight games now, they've held their opponents to 21 points or fewer. That's tied with the Carolina Panthers, the best defense in the NFL, for the longest such streak in the NFL. And I'm not sure a lot of people realize that. A lot of people still think of the Eagles as having a terrible defense, but that's just not the case. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to extend their streak to 9. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to hold the Lions to 21 points or fewer because this Detroit offense is so good. But they're not going to have to win this game because, again, Philly is going to have a lot of success on offense themselves. Do expect them to go up and down the field. And I do look at over 53.5 here as a bet that should be considered. I think we're going to see a lot of points in this game. And I also have a Philadelphia lean. Now, I'm aware the Eagles have been the worst home team in the NFL over the last 3 years. They've only covered 5 times in their last 26 home games, but they have won 2 in a row at home. They've won 4 in a row overall. They seem to have some positive momentum. Detroit extremely inconsistent. Just because they blew out the Green Bay Packers last week, I don't necessarily think that means they have it turned around and they're headed in the right direction. I think they're going to stumble once or twice over the rest of the season, and I expect them to stumble this week in Philadelphia. I lean towards Philly minus 2.5 here, but maybe the bet I like a little more is over 53.5.